Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name's Rachel. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you an office slash living room tour. I am suffering quite severely from allergies, so I'm going to pre-warn you that my voice is a little bit hoarse and I'm stuffy and nasally. So if I sound weird, that's why. I'm drinking tea, so hopefully that helps. Our living room is a combination of secondhand items, thrifted items, items that we've made, and things that we've bought. As far as interior design aesthetic wise, I would say that it's a combination of vintage, dark academia, and Victorian. So there's a lot of bits and pieces and different things that's going on in this living room. And even though I have lived in this apartment for I think 10 years, the living room isn't quite completed yet, but I will get into that a little bit later during the tour. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the tour of the living room and my office. Okay, so I am going to take you on the office side of the living room. So this is my shelving area. It's also where I store my tripods. So I have art supplies, office supplies, all sorts of things in these containers. This shelf, Kevin and I actually made ourselves. So we just got the wood and materials at Home Depot or Lowe's and put this together and stained it. So on the top of the shelf, I have some decorations. This is actually a storage bin that looks like a book. And I have this little sign holder that my grandmother gave me. And at a thrift store, I found these botanical vintage postcards and I got 12 or 15 different ones. And so right now I have strawberries out since it's spring. I have my chunk of amethyst. Amethyst is my favorite crystal. So over here we have all of my art and drawing painting books, as well as all the sketchbooks that I've ever had. So that is what's in these containers here. And then in this corner, we have my beloved chair. And it's honestly seen better days because my cat has kind of ripped this apart. This was actually a hand-me-down from my grandmother. And it does spin, although there's a lot of stuff here right now, so I can't spin it too much. Eventually, I would really love to get this chair redone and put some sort of new upholstery on it, but I don't have the time or energy to deal with that right now, but that is a project that I would eventually like to do. We also have an easel that he made me, but I haven't used it in a while, but I'm still keeping it in case I ever have time or energy to get back into painting. So moving right along into my office corner, my office is not very decorated or aesthetic. This was actually a project I was going to take on this year. I wanted to get some decorations, some art, some shelves, monitor risers, a wireless keyboard, the whole thing. And when I lost my job, that project basically got pushed back because I don't have the money to afford to redo my office right now, but eventually I would really like to do that. So on this wall, I keep my filing cabinet. I bought that secondhand. So this stand is actually a sewing stand, and it's something that my grandmother gave me. So on this, I have my beverage holder and my little Stars Hollow sign that lights up. And I also keep my planners and my journals, and I have a couple books over here. I have The Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday and The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. And then in this little bin, I keep another journal as well as pencils and pens and scissors. One of my favorite parts of my office is this little mug that I have to hold my pencils. And the reason that I like this mug is because it has all the monarchs of England. I don't talk about it too much on this channel, but I am a huge Anglophile and I really love learning about the history of England, especially the monarchy. So that's why I have this little cup here, because I just thought it was kind of cool and interesting. This art on the wall is just something that my dad picked up from Goodwill and brought it to me because he thought I would like it. So I have that hanging up over here on this wall. In this corner beside my desk, I have my PC that my dad built for me. It's currently not hooked up right now because it's having an audio issue, but this is the PC that I was using for gaming. Behind that is boxes for selling stuff on Poshmark. I also have my portfolio with all of my paintings and drawings that I've ever done since high school. I have an unfinished painting back in the corner, and then I just have whiteboards and random crafty things like that. Down here is where I store my other camera stuff. So in this bag, I have my old Canon DSLR. That was the first camera that I ever got. I believe I was in college when I got that. And to be honest, I don't use it too much anymore because it doesn't have a video setting and I don't do a lot of regular photography. I also have a blue Snowball Ice plug and play microphone. And then I have saved my boxes for my Osmo Pocket 3 and my Rode shotgun mic just in case I ever decide to resell any of this stuff. I just wanted to have the box for that. So then this is my actual desk. This desk is a sit-stand desk that is from IKEA, but I bought it secondhand off Facebook Marketplace. My chair I got from Home Goods, I believe. And then the monitors were actually secondhand as well. One's from my dad and one was from my old coworker. This monitor over here is the one that I would use when I worked from home, but it's not in use anymore since I got laid off. So right now it's just sitting there waiting to be used. And I took this old medical journal and made it my riser until I was able to purchase one and redo this space. And then of course there's my MacBook Pro where all of my editing magic happens. So over here on this corner, I have my desk lamp, and I know this desk lamp isn't very cute or aesthetically pleasing, but I really like it because I can dim it or change the color temperature. So if you hit this button, you can make it brighter or you can dim it. And this button changes the color temperature. This cabinet I did buy brand new from IKEA. The silver platter I have on top I bought from a thrift store. And then this little mushroom dish I bought from Joann's, and I just put our headphones in there and just other random bits and pieces. And then this drawer holds a lot of my art supplies, camera equipment, and other journaling supplies. So this top part is just like random stuff, staplers, cat treats, a measuring tape, all sorts of just random office stuff. And to be honest, this really needs cleaned out. This drawer is batteries and external hard drives. This drawer is my cameras, and in the back there's more craft supplies like color pencils and paint. So this drawer is quite a mix of stuff. It has art supplies, journal supplies, stamp pads, and then it has essential oils, tarot cards, oracle cards, my runes, stuff like that. This bottom drawer is also in need of a declutter, but it has tape, envelopes, stamps, stationery, stuff like that. So that wraps up the office side of the living room. So I am just going to take you over to the living room side of the living room. So over here we have our TV and our TV stand. So our TV stand is new. Kevin got this back in October, and it is a fake electric heater fireplace. So I'll turn it on so you can check it out. This is what it looks like with it turned on. Since it's light out, you can't see it really well. I don't have the heater turned on right now, obviously, because it's spring and that would be way too warm. I wasn't so sure about this when he first brought it home, but I absolutely love this in the winter. It just made the living room feel so cozy and warm. And then on this side, this is where we have our DVDs. We do not have many DVDs left just because we do mostly all streaming now. We do have a Blu-ray player still, but we've actually considered getting rid of this. And then we just have a basket with all of our chargers. This top part is cleaning wipes for the yoga mats and exercise mats. And then I have some exercise straps and things like that. Down here I have random decorating bits. So candles, candle holders, deer antlers, things like that are in here. And then on this side, I have my candle storage on both shelves. I have quite a lot of candles, and to be honest, I don't use them too much. Ever since I quit smoking like 5 or 6 years ago, I've had a lot of sinus and allergy problems, and I've noticed that lighting candles really affects my allergies. And I've also read a lot of different things out there online about candles burning in your house are not good for you, it's bad for your health, etc. But I notice a big difference when I light them, so I typically only light them every now and then with a window open because it just really makes me stuffy and queasy and makes my head hurt. Moving on to my favorite part of the apartment is the fireplace and mantle. This building was built in 1900, so I'm not sure if this is the original fireplace because what's in here looks like it was some sort of old gas fireplace. It does not work. It's not a working fireplace. So we just use this for decorative purposes. So I have a few thrifted items up here. The candle holder I thrifted. The mushroom was from Joann's. This little jar I got at a decor shop with my mom. And then this is actually an old spindle from a sewing factory. So it had some sort of yarn or string or something on it. So this is something that I actually picked up from my mom. And these are just faux flowers from an online Etsy shop. This clock I got at a flea market, so this is thrifted as well. This jar I also got from a home decor store. This piece of art is one of my favorites that I have in my entire collection of art and thrifted stuff. I found this at a Goodwill a couple years ago and I just love it. I love the cat. I love the colors. There's just something about this picture that just makes me so happy. So I always put this up on the mantle every single year. And another little mushroom from Joann's. This is a vintage kerosene lamp that I got in an antique store. And then the brass candle holder I also got at Goodwill or another thrift store. I don't put real candles into my candle holders because of the cats. So I put these battery powered ones and I turn these on at night. And it does have one of those antique mirrors that has like spots and discoloration and all the weird little quirks in it. So I absolutely love this mirror. Kevin hates it and he always says that he thinks it should be replaced, but I love antique mirrors. I love that they're not perfect and have all these little quirks to them. So I would never, ever take the original mirror out of this mantle. Over here in this corner, we have Kevin's safe. And then we have this little stand that my grandmother gave me. It's just decorative. I don't hold anything in it because the drawers fall right out. This lantern lamp isn't working, which is really upsetting because I have had this since college. And my cats ruined the original shade that was on it. So I found one on Amazon and replaced it. But the light no longer works. It doesn't turn on. If it does turn on, it doesn't stay on. So I have to find another lamp over here. So I'm just going to leave this here for now until I find something else. So down here we have part of my book collection. I actually need to do a declutter and organization of my books. So maybe I'll eventually do that in a video. In this part of the book stacks, I have my yearbooks. I have nonfiction. I have fiction, historical fiction, all of my Tudor history nonfiction books. And then at the end, I have some records as well. I do have books stacked over on the other wall, and that's where I keep some of my other books as well. I used to have all of my books on the window ledge, but twice we had the air conditioner and this window leak, and it ruined a good portion of my books. So after that, I decided that I just wanted to take them away from here and put them somewhere safe. So they're currently being stacked on the floor and then over here until I figure out where I want to put them permanently. I think this corner is pretty self-explanatory. We have the couch. We have the coffee table. The coffee table is another one of my favorite things in the living room. The reason it's my favorite is because Kevin and I actually made this. This is the first project we ever did together when we started dating. We got all the wood from Home Depot. Even this wood right here. You can actually buy it already pre-stained and distressed like this at Home Depot. So we put this together, and then he found a place that was able to create a custom piece of glass. So we just dropped the glass right in, and I just absolutely love this coffee table. Underneath the table, we do have some storage. So I keep extra blankets, and then I also keep my yoga mats and exercise mats. I am still rocking the giant box that I have for my cats. So as much as I want to get rid of this box to make more room in our living room, the cats love to lay in it and run through it and play in it, so I can't get rid of it. I actually think Yingling is in it right now. Let's check. Yingers? Yingling, are you in there? Yingling, say hello. Yep, there she is. So she's in there right now, just hanging out. She's the one that primarily hangs out in here, and if you get rid of the boxes that she likes, she gets mad. So she's coming out to say hi. So this is Yingling. On top of the table, I have another thrifted silver tray, and then I have a couple decor items. This gray candle I got at Home Goods. And then these are a matching set that I got at a home decor store. I know I bought this faux flower ring brand new, but I can't remember where. Mushrooms, again, are from Joann's. And then this candle I got from TJ Maxx Home Goods as well. And then I have a couple coasters. I got these for a Christmas gift from a coworker maybe 8 years ago. So the couch was Kevin's. He bought this secondhand from a friend as well. This is my favorite blanket. I actually spent a lot of time hanging out and chilling on the couch. So this is kind of like my spot in my domain. The pillow covers are from H&M, and I actually bought these this year. This is my other book corner. The stand that all the books are sitting on was Kevin's, and we refinished this. So we stripped it, stained it, and polyed it. So over here, I have my classics. I have some spooky fiction. I have nature books. And I have a couple random books as well. So I need to go through these. Underneath the books, we have our free weights. I don't necessarily like them being stored here, but we work out in the living room and I have nowhere else to store them. So this is just where they're going to stay for now until I find a better solution. This is the last part of the living room, and it is kind of a weird spot because there is a step up from the floor level, and then there's a carpeted area, and then another step up, and then there's the windows. And when I moved in here, I had no idea what to do with this space. The person that lived here before me put their TV up here and then had their couch where we currently have our TV, and I just thought it was a weird setup. Eventually, I decided I wanted to make this like a day bed area or like a reading area, but then Kevin ended up moving in with me, and because he wakes up much earlier than me, we decided to put a full bed out here. So Kevin actually sleeps out here and I sleep separately in my own bedroom. So this is technically Kevin's bedroom area. And this is also where Lady Kitty sleeps. Even though Lady Kitty is both of our cats because we found her outside, she really prefers Kevin. So she sleeps out here with him. And this is her box, so she sometimes likes to go into her box, so we have it up there so she can see what's going on in the rest of the living room. Over here in this corner, I have a couple magazines. This is just remnants of when this whole shelf had books. I don't like to put a lot of stuff up here just because of the air conditioners leaking in the past, so I have a couple candles. I have another thrifted box up here that has found objects like stones and rocks, things like that. A little owl decor thing that my mom got me. I primarily just leave this space open just because the cats like to come up here and chill out and watch out the window. And then on the windowsill, we do have a bird feeder. We put that up there for the cats. It currently doesn't have many seeds in and needs cleaned and filled. Instead of feeding birds, we ended up feeding a fox squirrel as well. So the fox squirrel comes up on the roof and then jumps in the feeder and just eats out of the feeder. When the squirrel first started coming to the window, the cats would scare it away, but she's gotten used to us, so I can go right up to the window when she's in the feeder eating and just stare at her, and she doesn't leave. So that concludes the living room tour. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're interested in seeing a full apartment tour, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe because that really helps out my channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.